Alrighty. So just got wrapped up. Oklahoma State Nebraska wrestling duel. Bridge Lovett. Little post match. Good duel. Good duel. Entertaining duel. Um, Super competitive. Oklahoma State 22, Nebraska 12. Oh, it was good. There were some highlights tonight. Set new attendance record, 7,095. But Oklahoma State came into town a couple days ago. They had 2 whole days in Lincoln getting ready for this match. They've had a little bit of time since their last duel against West Virginia. We got done Friday night, little back to back on this weekend, and it was competitive duel. Couple things here and there could have changed that outcome. Oh, shoot, it was good. It was good. I guess we can get started from the bottom. Started at 125. Cale Lordson came out for Nebraska. We've been bouncing back and forth with him and Alan Kaler. Kaler went Friday night. We sent out Lordson tonight, wrestling, I think, number 8 ranked Troy Spratley, returning NCAA finalist. We knew coming in that we were a little bit of a dog in that one. We're gonna have to kind of make some stuff happen. And didn't get the best version of Cale Lordson tonight. I know his knee, it looked like his knee was bugging him a little bit, but when it's game time, you kind of got to put that stuff behind you and be ready to go out there and compete to the best that you can. And he did an okay job. Would have liked to see a little more offense from Cale. He looked real tentative. Spratley's fast, busy, and he got started early, got a takedown, put on a good ride. Lordson was struggling to get off the bottom. Um, and when it rains, it pours a little bit. He got a couple more takedowns, ended up getting bonus points in that match. And we've been talking about it for weeks now. When you send your guy out there at 125, that we need that to be our jump starter. We need someone who can really get the fire lit and get the guys going. And this that was Spratley tonight. He went out there scoring points, working on his feet, getting takedowns. We did an okay job on bottom, working up to our feet. We got a escape or two, but it was that one was dominated by Spratley. So Oklahoma State came out 4-0 lead. Then we got Van D, got the tides changing a little bit. Scoreless first period. Van D, same thing though. We need more offense from these guys. We need a little more of what we had on Friday night, because the shot dispersion was us by a lot. We led the offense. We were super offensive that night. Lots of neutral attacks, working for turns, wrestling real well, and a lot of times that will disappear in tough duels. You're gonna pick your spots a little better, but with someone like Jake, who's as dynamic as they are, and he's a dog. He fights hard. Just being able to, we needed a couple more takedowns there. That was one that I feel that if they wrestle again later in the year, that's one that we can look for bonus points in. Jake finishing his shots a little cleaner. Oklahoma State was scrambling real well up and down the lineup. They came ready to go, and we could see that a little bit in that one. I think Jake got in on two committed leg attacks, got 2 of the legs, just couldn't quite finish in the first period. Then we went down, got off the bottom quick, found our way back to the legs late in the third period, and broke the tie. It was 1-1 going into the third. 1-1 after Ronnie Ramirez escaped in the third. Van D with a takedown, iced it, and then the way he finished that match is what really impressed me. Gets a takedown with 25 seconds left, and you could let the guy go. You could let the guy go. You'd be up 4-2, and then it's just don't give up a takedown. But Jake was committed to staying on top and finish that match the way that we wanted to see. That's something that's big coming from him. Because in the past he had a mind slip against Army early in the year where he let the guy go and didn't get the major, gave up an escape with short time left, and him just staying committed on top, finishing the match in a dominant position was really good. Love to see that out of Jake. And then 41, Brock Hardy, Sergio. It was looking okay at first. Bottom leg cradle. That's that's a tough spot to be in. And a lot of times when Brock gets put in danger, he does a real good job of getting himself out of danger. He's a little squirrely, he's wrestles a little funky, but bottom leg cradle, that's a tough spot to be in. And for me, that was kind of what put the duel out of reach in my mind, at least, when because we gave up a fall at 41 and 16 points. That's the same as two decision wins. So we were gonna have to, pull a couple upsets in there. But it's just the little things. The little things what kind of bit us in that duel. Um, we're gonna see Brock Hardy keep working and keep wrestling the way that he does. Sometimes you get caught, and it's hard to beat somebody 3 times. We dropped that one pretty bad, a major decision loss at national duels, coming off of the butt whooping that we got from Ohio State. Everybody got a little banged up in that duel, and a little bit of sad boy hours. But Oklahoma, that kid's for real. He came out ready to go. He's tough. He's ranked number 2 in the country for a reason, and we just got to keep getting better. Even with our from our young guys all the way to our old guys, there's room to grow, and that's going to be something that Brock's going to have to kind of focus on a little bit. Focus on those little things when we get into those sticky situations, knowing when to bail and live to fight another day, or when to stay committed and stick with the scramble. And that's what happened there. We just stayed in a bad spot a little too long, and cost us the match. 16 points and that's big. 16 points in a duel that's going to be tight like that that's a lot. It kind of put us in a tough spot. Then 149, Chance Lamer, first start of the year. He got cleared yesterday, eligible as of yesterday, so he was good to go tonight. And the same story with him. We needed more offense all around tonight. I don't know. I Probably single digits how many committed leg attacks we got from Lamer. And I don't know if it was just a nervous first time out thing, wrestling a pretty tough kid, uh, All American Swiderski placed 2 years ago. But that's a match that we needed that one. That was kind of the turning point in the duel after coming off those first 3 matches being down 10-3. 49. This was our chance to kind of bounce back a little bit before we go into Trelly and then hit the break. But Swiderski hand fights hard, and I feel Lamer may have got caught up a little bit too much in the hand fight. It's kind of what it was looking like for me. Just a little too much worried about what he's doing and not enough focus on how am I going to get to points? How am I going to score? How am I going to find my way to the legs? Go get a takedown, and just just need more committed leg attacks. That was kind of the story in that one. He got stung one time with an ankle pick, and that was pretty much all she wrote. There wasn't a whole lot of action outside of that. And that one stung a little bit. That one stung a little bit. That matches like those are the ones that make me wish I had one more year of eligibility so I could go back out there. But then, my boy Trelly Taylor, national champ, and he proved it tonight. He proved it why he's one of the toughest guys, why he has that target on his back. Wrestling a tough true freshman from Minnesota. And it was Trelly wrestled his match. That was one that I was real excited for, because we dropped a couple early in the year in national duels, and I knew that this one was going to be a different story because this kid was going to come wrestle, right? There was going to be a little bit of game planning, stay out of that over under. We don't want him to get to our body, but at the same time, you got to find a way to score. And the Oklahoma State kid, he was going to come wrestle. Every match that I've watched him wrestle this year, he's been going out trying to score a bunch of points. So I knew that this was going to be one that Trelly could kind of open up a little bit more. And going out of bounds in the first period, Trelly kind of slapped him on his back going off the mat. And that was the moment that I knew that we were going to be in good shape that match. That this kid, that was when you could see his kind of attitude shift a little bit. There was a lot more respect after that. Going off the mat, Trelly just boom, smacked him right on his back. If that would have been in the middle of the mat, we would have been pushing for bonus the rest of that match. But going out of bounds, Trelly wrestling tough the whole match. 1-1 goes into OT, scoreless in OT. A lot of action though. They were both working to score, looking for attacks, looking for re-attacks, and it was good, high level wrestling, and it came down to double and triple overtime. Charlie chooses bottom, a double OT, gets out quick. Then Oklahoma State corner, they wanted to go neutral, try to go chase down that takedown, and Charlie Taylor 10 toes down, baby, held it down, showed him. He was chatting a little bit after the match too, let the fans know this was his house, and it he zero no notes for Charlie. That match was he wrestled fantastic. Defense was on point, was firing off shots, just couldn't quite get to the legs, get to a real good committed takedown. Leg defense was on point, and he wrestled a full complete match. I was really impressed with the way Charlie wrestled. And I did get a chance to talk to him before he went out there after the 49 match. I went in the back. I was like, "Hey, we're not chasing team points. Just go out there, wrestle your match, do the things that you do. Just hold it down, buddy. You got this." And he did exactly that. Wrestled the way that Trelly that was the Trelly that we're used to seeing. He was a little banged up in national duels, dropped a couple there, kind of stings the pride a little bit, but right back on the hunt. He's got one thing on his mind, and that's March. And everybody who steps in his way, and that Charlie Taylor, that's a tough out. No matter who you are, that's going to be a tough one to get your hand raised, especially in Lincoln. And 7,000 strong cheering for him tonight. It was good. It was good. 65, another super competitive match, and LJ Aruja and Ladarian Lockett. Ladarian's at least a one-time age level world champ. True freshman. I think he is also ranked number 2 in the country. And it was, story was the same. It was with him. It's a little bit different though. Ladarian, super fast, super committed reattacks. So he wrestles going backwards too, which is, the fans were getting frustrated. A lot of them asking for stall calls tonight. But it's kind of like wrestling a mousetrap. You don't want to get too aggressive, get caught reaching. Ladarian's real fast. He can get down on ankles. He finishes his shots well. And to LJ's credit, he was defending real well in the moments that Ladarian did get in on his legs. He did a real good job fending off those attacks, either forcing a scramble, getting him to work out of bounds, whatever it was. LJ wrestled real well. Ended up dropping that one 4-1 in overtime, and it was that match was coin flipped the whole time until Ladarian got in on a double leg in overtime. It was LJ wrestled real well, and I talked with him a little bit after the match, because when you get that opportunity on top, being a top wrestler like he is, someone who can go find points, who can get turns, ride people out, we just needed a better start. Ladarian was quick off the whistle, getting up to his feet. LJ just couldn't quite catch back up. So, that'll be an easy fix. That's just whistle start work, being ready when the ref blows the whistle. Got to be ready. Can't let the kid explode up to his feet. But that's quick fix. That'll be easy. And that's a match that we're going to look to flip that later on in the year. That'll be a big NCAA match, probably quarters, maybe semis if we meet them there. So, we can make those little changes and flip that result later on in the year. And that was the point in the duel that things got a little bit chippy. Ladarian, after he got that takedown, stood up and was dancing. They were right in the Nebraska corner where they finished. So he was dancing, had some words with Coach Manning as he was walking back to the middle. And then, Tofi Minto kind of put an end to that. After he went out, wrestled Alex Facundo. Facundo's been around for a while, was at Penn State for a couple of years before following David Taylor over to Oklahoma State. And this was one that we did get to see at national duels. And Tofi lost that one in overtime on a head scissor while defending a shot. So it was kind of a ticky-tacky way to lose. And those ones kind of hurt even a little more, because it's, you're defending the shot. You're doing everything that you feel like you're supposed to. Then they review something. They're like, okay, sorry, guys, match is over. That's going to be it. But Tofi was a man on a mission tonight. He wrestled well. He stayed in great body position. Didn't really break his stance much. Was hand fighting hard. You could tell Facundo was getting a little frustrated. He has trouble. He's not a super offensive wrestler anyway, but Tofi was, frustrating him, hand fighting hard. And then he found an opportunity, took advantage of it, got a takedown. And, most of these matches, one takedown, max 2 takedown match outside of 25 and 41. It was anybody's duel, anybody's match at any point. And Tofi did a real good job capitalizing when he had the opportunity, getting in on a leg, finishing the takedown, finishing clean, which is something that the whole team needs to continue working on. It's something we've been focusing on. It's just when we do get to the legs, being able to finish the shot fast and avoiding all opportunities for scrambles. Right. When we get to those advantageous positions, we don't want to give anything up on a roll, grabbing ankles, whatever it is. And Tofi did a good job of that. And then, he kind of let Oklahoma State have a little bit back with his little lasso over there in the corner, swinging his headgear around, gave it right back to him. So that was good. It was a good bounce back, and it kind of set us up to go on a little run with Silas Allred coming out wrestling Zach Ryder. That was one match that we did win in national duels, and Silas, you know, last last time we saw Silas was in a loss at Missouri. And he didn't wrestle Friday night. We sent out Ty Ice, let Silas kind of rest a little bit, get prepared for this match. We knew he was gonna have a tough one. Everyone was gonna have a tough one today. And Silas went out there and he held it down. He wrestled well, got off the bottom quick, wrestled well on his feet, defended shots well, and great match management. It was the same thing. He saw an opportunity, he took it, got a takedown, and big mat return, which is something that you want to see. When you get to that rear standing position and you're still in neutral, you see a lot of kids look for trips, look to try to pull the kid back. Silas got that kid's feet up off the mat, put him down hard. And that's kind of exclamation point you want to make when you get that first takedown of the match. Let that kid know, like, hey, if you're gonna beat me, it's gonna take everything you got. We're not looking for any easy points. We're gonna do everything the hard way. We're gonna do it the way that we're trained to do, that we're supposed to do it. And Silas wrestled a full complete match, great match management. Um, Fending off the flurry late, Ryder coming to get a takedown, trying to close that gap, and Silas was shut down. Defense was on point, wrestled great. Then going into 97, this was even with the bonus point matches earlier on in the duel, if we would have won out after 65, we could have came away with that duel. But 97, Cam McDaniel, both times that he wrestled that kid, heaters, 1 point matches. It was 2-1. Yeah, 2-1 at the at national duels, you know, 1-0, 2-0 here tonight. So it was the story of that one was got to be able to get off the bottom. Got to be able to get off the bottom, especially if we can't quite get to a takedown. Well, I guess it was 2-1. He got an escape late in the match. He got an escape. And it was, committed ride from Oklahoma State, keeping him down, gaining that riding time advantage, getting that point locked up. And it was a little frustrating because there was a lot of restarts, a lot of Camden. I don't even know how many times he got up to his feet in that third period, just couldn't quite get away. And a lot of it was staying on his feet, trying to look for a stall call, a little bit of trying to bait that call. And, same thing with the heavyweight match. It seemed like we were trying to kind of let the ref save us a little bit. But when you put the match in the ref's hands, you kind of got to count on it always going against you. If you're going to go out there and win, you have to go out there and take it. That's something that Coach Manning talks about a lot, is being able to go out there. You control your own destiny. Don't leave it in the ref's hands, because you can never count on that to go your way. And there was a little bit of that from Cam, a little bit trying to just stay up on his feet, try to get the stall calls, get a point before he tries to get his escape. But after 3 or 4 times of trying that, that's when it's time to just get to your feet and just get out. Just go earn your point. Don't wait for the kid to try to cut you. Whatever you think is going to happen, you gotta attack that position, get out, get your one, and then just keep wrestling. And it's a sucky way to lose on a riding time point. But Oklahoma State, they came ready to scrap. And then going into heavyweight, it was a little question. We're going to see Ferrari, but we went Cade Ziola, the Omaha boy, Nebraska native, got his first start in the Devaney, wrestling number 10, Connor Doucette from Oklahoma State, who we saw AJ beat in a tight one. I think that one was 2-1 as well at the national duels. That was, AJ was wrestling. He got his bell rung against Ohio State. Some little bit of concussion stuff maybe. But, he found a way to win in that one. And Cade tonight wrestled well. He wrestled well. I was impressed with the way that he wrestled, especially coming in Cade stepped on the scale at 218. Doucette stepped on the scale at 271. There was a little bit of a size gap there, but Cade wrestled well. We just same thing. Got to get to that committed leg attack. He got in on one, maybe two, but Doucette's a big boy, and you got to get that foot up off the mat, rolling around down there and getting into those scrambles, which we've seen Cade be successful in those spots, but and then with him again, it was getting off the bottom. There was the locked hands call in that match. That was how Cade got his point, and then he ended up getting an escape as well, I believe. But that one came down to riding time. It's just, we can't. When you get to your feet, you got to focus on getting out. We can't do any more of this waiting for the ref. Like, are we going to get a stall call here? Like, hey, my hand's on the mat. He's locking his hands, kind of trying to bait stall calls, bait and locked hands. Sometimes you just do it the hard way. Get to your feet, get out, earn your point, and then go try to track him down and go find that takedown and take the lead. But, all in all, it was a good duel. There was a little frustration with the reffing. I wasn't super frustrated with it, because at the same time, control your own destiny, go get that takedown. We don't need to play games with them. But all in all, it was super competitive duel, super fun duel. Lost my voice a little bit cheering tonight, but it was Oklahoma State 22, Nebraska 12. All in all, good duel. But it was good.
Yeah, great breakdown there. We are up against the Brits, so we better take a break, but nobody better to break down the matches there. Like you said, coming up short in the duel. But when we come back, I do want to ask you about the fan attendance in the crowd, and something you mentioned there too. Maybe a little bit of itch that you wish you could have got out there, especially against Oklahoma State tonight. So I wonder how much that flares up in these competitive matchups. So we'll take a quick break. We'll be back with Ridge Lovett here on the Nebraska Wrestling Post-Match Show today's edition. Of course, they've got multiple matches this week after being North Carolina. Today's edition, Oklahoma State. So we will be back right after this.
It's the holiday season. Time for work parties, friend get-togethers, and family gatherings, which means lots of eating. Maybe you think you've perfected your holiday meals, and maybe you have no idea where to even start. Let's fix that right now. No holiday party is complete without Führer's cheese spread. It goes well with any type of cracker, pretzels, apples, chili, vegetable, chips, and of course, it's perfect to pair with wine or beer. Holiday meals aren't complete until Führer's cheese spread is on the table. Find your own container at your nearest local grocery store today.
Sometimes good people make mistakes. When you find yourself in need of an attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will defend you in court and protect your freedom to get you the best possible outcome and the justice you deserve. Trust your freedom to Liberty Law Group, the best criminal attorneys in Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
Hey guys, it's Carly from Boyd Farm Outfitters. Farmers, the Nebraska Ag Expo is coming up on December 9th through 11th at the Sandhills Global Event Center, and we'd love to see you there. Our team will be in two places at once, in the Boyd Farm Outfitters booth and the Green Eye Technology booth, which are both in the Currency building. In the meantime, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and X at BoydFO to see what we've been working on. Again, that's BOECKFO on social media. We look forward to seeing you at the expo.
Staying profitable means finding smarter, more efficient ways to farm. Those decisions turn hard work into something worth passing down. Join us at the Sandhills Global Event Center in Lincoln for the Nebraska Ag Expo on December 9th through 11th, where agriculture meets innovation. From big iron and livestock production to the latest in ag tech and soil health, discover the solutions that can help you do more with less and protect your legacy for generations to come. Sponsored in part by Farm Credit Services of America and Ag Direct.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT, from cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
The top-ranked Nebraska volleyball team is trying to play its way to the Final Four in Kansas City. Make your plans now to cheer on the Huskers with a VIP travel experience from Sports Trip and the Nebraska Alumni Association. Travel round trip from Lincoln in a luxury motor coach with free parking, plus an overnight stay at the beautiful Hotel Indigo in Kansas City. See details and register at HuskerAlumniTrip.com. Hurry, spots are limited. Register now at HuskerAlumniTrip.com.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, the #1 fastest growing GMC dealer in the Omaha and Lincoln area. We are going to keep this train rolling in a big way with new half-ton and 4x4 pickup trucks starting at $12,500 off list price or 0% financing. You heard that right, $12,500 off list price or 0% financing. You pick which one works better for you. Please stop on in the dealership and meet the team or check us out at koppelcars.com. Stock number C280930. All deals with approved credit.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Welcome back. Post-match, Oklahoma State, Nebraska. Bridge Lovett, 93.7 The Ticket. You know, we just kind of broke it down, walked through the weights a little bit. Oklahoma State 22, Nebraska 12. Good duel. Attendance record. There were some highs, some lows. Exciting matches. It was all in all, it was a good day. Good day.
Yeah, good day for Nebraska wrestling and a big matchup, like you said, with Oklahoma State here. I did want to ask you too about the attendance record, because I don't know if that's kind of shattered the record or how that compared to kind of your experiences. I went to my first match here against North Carolina on Friday, and very cool. Anybody that hasn't been, you got to get out there and just see it for yourself. But of course, today there's a little bit more people at the arena. Has it been close to that packed? Have you seen it close to that packed, or was this kind of a new feeling for Nebraska wrestling?
Penn State last year, it was deep. Penn State last year, it was pretty full, but I think we broke our attendance record 2 or 3 times last year.
Oh wow, okay. So it continues to happen.
Yeah, they've been showing up more and more each time, and that's what happens when you put out a good product. You know, win or lose. Obviously, you know, we want to come out with dubs, and that'll bring even more fans. But it was a good, entertaining duel, and the production was pretty good as well. I didn't get to see the intro highlight, but national anthem, we had a kid on the electric guitar. It was dope. So it was they did a good job. It was cool.
Well, that's what I noticed too, is just the production value of it. I mean, one thing you've got to have, you know, Nebraska wrestling always, you know, top 10, number 2 last year, always up there. But then I guess I was a little bit surprised to see the production value that's kind of gone into it. Has that evolved over the years that you've been here? Or was it about similar?
I always remember it being pretty good.
Yeah.
I remember, like, before we walk out of the tunnel, because we didn't used to do the tunnel walk, where we would have fans in there giving high fives before we came out. They would just have the curtain shut, and we would all be like peeking our heads through trying to watch the video and stuff. But they've always done a pretty good job, but they've definitely stepped it up a little bit.
How does that compare to other places around the Big Ten, around the nation as well? Nebraska's presentation.
We're definitely up there. We're definitely up there. Iowa does a good job. Their Carver Hawkeyes always super packed. They have the fire going off and the music. They do a good job. Penn State's always fun. But Big Ten really kind of runs it.
Yeah, leans into it that way. That's fair enough. And I guess I saw too Santa and the Grinch fought on Friday night too. So that was kind of a funny, maybe like pro wrestling moment in there for wrestling as well. But man, it was fun to go in, and I'm sure the environment there was crazy today. Then the other question I kind of want to get to you too is, obviously coming off the monumental success you had last year and helping this program, how much does it hurt to watch? I mean, obviously as a competitor, just kind of transitioning to no longer being on the team, but still being in the building. How much does that itch kind of sneak up on you during these matches?
Yeah, it's easier to go out and wrestle than to watch. Like when I'm watching, like my heart's racing the whole time because like there's nothing that I can do to help them. It's like you're on your own out there, so I'm just sitting on the side cheering. Cornhusker Crusher makes it a little bit easier, so that's a plus of sitting up in the stands. But duels like tonight where attendance record, it's packed, it's an intense duel, it's super tough. That's one that I wish that I could strap them up and go back out there for sure. And I've never wrestled an Oklahoma State kid. I've never got to compete against Oklahoma State. They would go to the Vegas tournament because this was the first time we've dueled them in a while. But they would go to the Vegas tournament and they just never made it to me. And then same thing at NCAAs. They just never quite made it to me in those brackets. But I did wrestle Swiderski, the 49-pounder for Oklahoma State, when he was at Iowa State. So he was former Cyclone. I got to wrestle him 2 years ago at the national tournament. We wrestled in the quarters and kind of poured it on him a little bit. I know I majored him. I don't remember if it was 13-2 or what it was, but kind of put that boy in the dirt a little bit. But he's tough. He's going to come out and he's going to fight. And, he did enough tonight.
How much often, and speaking of that, is how much do you learn, kind of going into a rematch with somebody? How often is somebody able to kind of reverse from, a win-loss decision from earlier in their career? Or does it more often play out that kind of the person that wins, can continue that down that path?
It kind of depends because with the high level guys, they're going to come back after they're going to make adjustments, whether it's like a lot of times it can happen during the match. Like they'll make mid-match adjustments, and those are the guys that are really elite. They can kind of make little tweaks while they're out there wrestling, but it definitely does get a little bit tougher, right? Like beating somebody once, okay, twice, okay, 3 times, that's a task. Beating somebody 3 times in a row is tough, especially with the elite guys. Oklahoma State's well coached. David Taylor does a great job over there. He brings in good guys, good coaches, high-level recruits. So, they're going to be making adjustments every single time. And we just got to, make our adjustments and then kind of roll with it on the fly sometimes.
But again, I'm new to the sport, so it's kind of interesting watching on Friday kind of how it broke down and how the match goes about. Is that maybe I kind of just expected more time for coaching, just coaching in general. There's not how much of it is on the athlete to make those adjustments. I know you can look to your corner, but it's even hard to hear. You don't get a lot of time to like walk over there and talk to the coach.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely hard to hear. It was loud in there. They had a little bit of music going at times. With the headgear on, you got 4 little holes on each side. And then my ears are doubled over in cauliflower ear. So I'm a little hard of hearing anyway. But a lot of it is on you. That's when you can kind of really see that elite competitor come out, is when you have those guys that can make those adjustments. But also being able, like hearing your coaches is kind of like a skill that you can pick up. Like you learn their voices and you can kind of like listen for them while you're going and kind of pick up little things as you're wrestling. But it's not football. They're not going to call a play. You go out there, you run the play. It's like, hey, we go do this. Well, I'll try, coach. I'll be looking for it, but sometimes, it's kind of like, you're just kind of taking it in but yeah, not a whole lot of, unless there's like a break in the match and you can actually go over to your corner. It's pretty much on you out there.
Yeah. That's what kind of struck out to me. Cause I was, after period 1, I was like, okay, now no, you don't really have any time between periods. Really. It's just kind of get right into the next one. So that kind of surprised me. So very cool. All right, let's go, Ted. We're up against it. So we got to take another break. We'll be back and wrap things out here on the Nebraska Wrestling Post-Match Show, this edition against Oklahoma State. Ridge Lovett in studio. We'll break the get our final thoughts for the match and what's coming up next. I know we're talking about some Christmas break for some guys, so we'll get to that here next year on 93.7 The Ticket.
It's the holiday season. Time for work parties, friend get-togethers, and family gatherings, which means lots of eating. Maybe you think you've perfected your holiday meals, and maybe you have no idea where to even start. Let's fix that right now. No holiday party is complete without Führer's cheese spread. It goes well with any type of cracker, pretzels, apples, chili, vegetable, chips, and of course, it's perfect to pair with wine or beer. Holiday meals aren't complete until Führer's cheese spread is on the table. Find your own container at your nearest local grocery store today.
Sometimes good people make mistakes. When you find yourself in need of an attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will defend you in court and protect your freedom to get you the best possible outcome and the justice you deserve. Trust your freedom to Liberty Law Group, the best criminal attorneys in Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
Hey guys, it's Carly from Boyd Farm Outfitters. Farmers, the Nebraska Ag Expo is coming up on December 9th through 11th at the Sandhills Global Event Center, and we'd love to see you there. Our team will be in two places at once, in the Boyd Farm Outfitters booth and the Green Eye Technology booth, which are both in the Currency building. In the meantime, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and X at BoydFO to see what we've been working on. Again, that's BOECKFO on social media. We look forward to seeing you at the expo.
Staying profitable means finding smarter, more efficient ways to farm. Those decisions turn hard work into something worth passing down. Join us at the Sandhills Global Event Center in Lincoln for the Nebraska Ag Expo on December 9th through 11th, where agriculture meets innovation. From big iron and livestock production to the latest in ag tech and soil health, discover the solutions that can help you do more with less and protect your legacy for generations to come. Sponsored in part by Farm Credit Services of America and Ag Direct.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT, from cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
The top-ranked Nebraska volleyball team is trying to play its way to the Final Four in Kansas City. Make your plans now to cheer on the Huskers with a VIP travel experience from Sports Trip and the Nebraska Alumni Association. Travel round trip from Lincoln in a luxury motor coach with free parking, plus an overnight stay at the beautiful Hotel Indigo in Kansas City. See details and register at HuskerAlumniTrip.com. Hurry, spots are limited. Register now at HuskerAlumniTrip.com.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
Dr. C280930, all deals with roof credit.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Welcome back. Nebraska Wrestling post-match. Ridge Lovett 93.7 The Ticket. So, these boys, they've been kind of cut loose a little bit. Christmas break, a bunch of them getting to go home, spend some time, friends, family, back, relax, a little bit of time off the mat before they come back. So we're technically we can leave now. But now, some of the kids had late night red eyes, going to get home tomorrow morning. Some of them leaving tomorrow, but it's always good to get home, get a little bit of a break. It's like, Thanksgiving was the same way. They come back, a little bit of rest, get that hunger back a little bit, getting ready to go back into that training cycle. And January 3rd, you and I at home, Coach Schwab does a good job. Those guys are always tough, always scrappy. Even if they're not the most talented wrestlers, they're going to come out and they're going to fight you for 7 minutes. So that's one that, we're going to have to be ready. We're going to have to be ready to go, especially after dropping the duel on the road last year to them. It's, little bit of that get back time again, and those are ones that the guys get fired up for. So go home. We'll be back on the 27th. Yeah. Usually we're back on the 26th. And for me, that's the day that'll live in infamy. That was my first time getting stitches on my face. That first practice back. It was actually Nash Hutmaker's first practice as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Walk in, I'm looking around, I'm like, where's the football player? And then that's him. That's him, all right. But yeah, that first day back practice is always a little intense. Coach Manning he says he's trying to get a little gravy off the biscuit, get the guys back going, get them fired up. But yeah, that was a rough day a couple years ago. Had to go get 6 stitches in my forehead.
Well, how'd that happen?
Just caught an elbow. It was the very last thing of practice too. It was the very last thing. I was finishing the last takedown of practice. Just caught a little elbow, got bonked. I was like, oh, dang. Coach Snyder, love it. You good? I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. And I opened my eyes and there was blood all over the mouth. I was like, hey, Scotty, you're bleeding, bro. He's like, I'm not bleeding. Then I looked over at Snyder and he was like, oh, hey, Lovett needs stitches. So that was how I got to spend my first day after Christmas. Was, a little quick trip to the ER, get my face stitched up, a little urgent care action.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
Well, it's kind of funny because there's a bit of a trend, and I'm obviously well older than to know what trends are, but I've seen trends to get the kind of cut into your eyebrow a little bit. You got a natural one, and it looks cool.
Yeah, I've got it now. I got this one for life. You got to send a picture to JB. Me wrestling the next day. I had the head wrap, and that guy, he's had a lot of cuts. He had lots of stitches on his forehead. So he, the JB wrap. That's what we call it. You get the JB wrap on your head. You got to go out there, wrestle with the headband on. So, yeah, all taped up.
Another question I have before we get out of here, because you just bring it up, and we always think about the great, Husker football teams from around here that always tell you the practices were harder than even the games. Does that apply at sometimes, at least for Coach Manning in wrestling as well?
Mm-hmm. I totally agree. That's the best way to prepare yourself to go in there and wrestle is when the practice room is going to be tougher. Right? Because you have that familiarity when you're wrestling live and you're doing your matches. It's like, this is someone that you wrestle with every day. You're not going to hit anything super slick on them that it's like they haven't seen before. You wrestle them every single day. So, those battles, whether it's me and Antrell, me and Brock, James Green, Peyton Robb, like especially in that middle group, that's where I spend most of my time. I venture up to LJ. LJ's about my limit. Once I get past Toph's big, he's strong. That's a big kid. So I stick right in that 33-65 range, but for sure, especially after like a heater day, lots of hard drilling, intense work. And Coach Manning, when we come back, he's going to be fired up. So we'll get right back to it and get it cracking right away.
Well, that should be exciting for them on the other end of their Christmas break. But that'll wrap it up for the show today. Thanks again, Reg. Again, who better to have in studio to break down those matches? Again, that first segment, if you missed it, go back on the YouTube page and check it out because broke down every match perfectly today. Thanks again, Rich.
Absolutely.
All right, there he goes. That'll wrap it up for the Nebraska Wrestling Post-Match Show. Coming up a little short against Oklahoma State, but still have time to get back to it. As we mentioned, Northern Iowa, the next match, especially the next dual set for January 3rd. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back here on 93.7 The Ticket with the Post-Up with Kaylee Danker here on Ticket Weekend.